Now, Lucy was sometimes reluctant to learn, as can happen to teenagers with hormones to burn. She attended Loretto at Normanhurst, where her studying tended to occur in a burst, followed by ample recreation and rest, so much so as to sometimes put one's patience to test. At least Jesse Owens' role in world history was a subject Lucy could claim her speciality. You'll have to ask about that later. Adventure-bound again, tackling the HSC, Lucy first-hand studied Maroochydore ecology. We read the Sunshine Coast Daily every day. The Maroochydore River was clearly in a bad way. The river system was suffering devastations from sewage, silt, and sugarcane plantations. Her eco-tour experience made Lucy shriek and cry. We figured love for the environment must have been why. While all this was occurring, and to pay some of her bills, Lucy honed her hostess and culinary skills, working at Zappy's and then later at Nick's. She waited on tables as one of the pizza chicks. After school, Lucy studied nursing at UTS, and yes, that's right, as you can probably guess, she excelled with a little advice from her father and mother, like what complications the post-op patient might suffer. After graduation in 2008, the world was her oyster. Lucy felt great. In her new grad year at North Shore Hospital, she managed VT and nursing admin so well. Her warm-hearted, caring nature shone through. She knew where her life was going and what she should do. Patient care was her calling, not parties and drink. But then she met Phil, and now they're on the brink of a lifetime together, filled with caring and love. There's no doubting this union's been blessed from above. Of course, Phil is quite a different story, with a CV full of other conquests and glory. From my perspective, he's a pretty great guy. He lets me win at tennis and golf while feigning to try, and even visits me at my place of work, not as someone suggested to check if I shirk, but to learn from the master. Well, that's what he told. So now you see why on Phil I'm totally sold. Lastly, as a father of the bride, some words of wisdom I should provide. But not having previously received such instruction on my own wedding day, I have taken the option to quote these words from a very good book. You'll find them in Proverbs if you take a look. Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around, bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Well, it's the first day of this couple's new life. So to our new son and daughter, now husband and wife, please be upstanding and raise a toast and a cheer to Lucy and Phil, we hold you so dear. Lucy and Phil.
It is with pleasure now that I would like to introduce the Maid of Honour, Laura Fair-Jones, to say a word, please.
Firstly, I'd just like to start off by saying a big thank you to the groomsmen for being absolute gentlemen today. Good evening. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Laura and I've been friends with Lucy since our high school days at Loretto Normanhurst. I remember the first time I met Lucy. I was in Year 7 and we were having an open day for all the upcoming students from Year 6 attending Loretto, and Lucy was my buddy. And boy did she make an impression. She power walked from class to class, banged her head on the table playing heads down thumbs up, burst into laughter causing the whole room to look at us, and for the entire 6-hour day that she was my buddy, She was constantly talking and asking me questions. I honestly don't think much has changed over the years I've known Lucy. She still walks very fast, talks a lot, and has that infectious and identifiable laugh. But we've maintained our friendship now for over 10 years, and I do want to say that it is an honour to know the person she has become. I remember the first time Lucy noticed Phil, properly noticed him. It was after work one day, and she was going on and on about this doctor at work that she hated and who she would be happy never to see again. Although I listened and agreed with her, as all good girlfriends do, it was quite obvious Phil had made an impression and that Lucy was intrigued. So when a mere 2 weeks later, Lucy informs me she is now dating Phil, I can't say I was overly surprised. Phil, I also remember the first time I met you. I came into the apartment to meet the new man, and what a night it was. We walked up to the local supermarkets in our pajamas. You asked me inappropriate questions as usual. And then we baked muffins, only to forget they were in the oven and went off to bed. Luckily, I woke up at 2 a.m. and pulled them out the oven, saving your lovely apartment from burning down. But over the past few years, I've come to know you well, and I think you summed up our relationship very well a couple of weeks ago when you looked at me and said, "Fair Jones, you are like my brother. Not sister, brother." And you know what, Phil? You are just like an annoying older brother to me too. So on behalf of the bridesmaids, I would like to say that, Lucy, you look just beautiful today. It has been... It has been a special day for us all, and we would like to thank you for allowing us to share it with you. We wish you and Phil nothing but happiness, love, and laughter. We love you both and hope you enjoy your lives together as the new Mr. and Mrs. Huang. Congratulations.
Thank you, Laura. That was fantastic. And can I now introduce the sister of the groom, Alice Barrington.
Hi everyone, I'm Alice. I'm, as I said, sister of the groom and now sister of the bride. I think that everyone will agree that today has been pretty much a perfect day. It's a beautiful ceremony and this magnificent marquee, the food, the company. I think Phil and Lucy have done a fantastic job today. So, when I found out that Phil and Lucy were getting married, I thought that they couldn't have made a better choice for themselves and each other. They started as friends, have gotten to know each other better, and have fallen more deeply in love over the past couple of years. I'm sure that Lucy knows Phil very well by now, but I wonder how much Lucy knows about Phil as a boy on his journey to becoming the man that she knows today. Let me provide some insight. I've known Phil for pretty much the whole of his life, and it has been an honor to watch him mature and grow into the man he is today. However, Phil wasn't always this masculine specimen of the man you see before you today. He had a very late growth spurt, so he was a smallish boy when he was young. And my mother also liked to perm his hair. So he looked a little more like a younger sister rather than a younger brother. That became a bit of an issue for him whenever we went out and he needed to use the public toilets. When he'd enter the gents' toilets, and he would be escorted very shortly out by some helpful gentleman saying, little girl, this is the wrong toilet. The ladies are just down the corridor. So, out of desperation, Phil would go into the ladies' toilet, and then very shortly after, a very helpful lady would escort him out and said, sorry little boy, you're in the wrong toilets, because he still kind of looks like a little boy. So, peeing when we were out in public was a little difficult for him. As if that wasn't enough to dent his man esteem, Phil and I used to share an underwear cupboard. This was back... This was back in the time when the underwear series, His Pants for Her, was popular. Now, it was years later when we found out that Phil had in fact spent many years of his childhood wearing girly panties. Because we thought that when it says his pants for her, it meant that they were his pants. So despite these very serious blows to his man esteem while growing up, Phil still managed to mature into this magnificent manly specimen we see before you today. I'm very proud of the man Phil has become, and I sincerely hope that he has not been escorted out of any gents' toilets anymore. He has grown into a kind-hearted man with passion and dedication, and he certainly made the right choice in marrying the right girl that is his perfect match tonight. So to finish up, I just want to say, Lucy, you look stunning today. And Phil, you look stunned. I'm so happy for you two, and I wish you a lifetime of joy, laughter, and love together.
Thank you, Alice. That was quite insightful. And Phil, women's panties. I've got nothing to say except... Can I now please introduce the parents of the groom, TC and Lisa Huang.
Hi. 6 weeks ago, in my daughter's wedding, I drinking too much. I forget my speech. Today, I don't drink. Maybe just a little. But I still can't remember. So don't worry. Mel, we, John, and my relative, my old friend, Loris, and every friend from Brisbane, from Melbourne, from Taipei, and honored guests. Yeah, we get here to my son. He's waiting. His dream, a girl, Lucy. You are so radiant. Today, Lucy, yeah, pretty. Yeah. We welcome you to the Huang's family. You are now 100%. Taiwanese daughter-in-law, 黄太太。你明白吗 ？Answer me。明白。明白。明白。明白。